Hey everyone, welcome back to GL Spinners. Today I'm bringing you a review video. We are taking a look at the Kong Fidget Spinner from FidgetHQ. So first thing you're going to notice about this is that it's small, and I mean really small. Here it is for comparison next to a quarter, and the outside diameter is even slightly smaller than the quarter. This is the smallest spinner that I own. It is a FidgetHQ exclusive, so it comes in their branded tin. And they've got their logo, their name, a sticker to signify which version you got. I got the stainless steel with a black coating, and it's got nice foam to keep it safe during shipping. I'm always glad to get these in a tin. It's just a nice little bonus. But let's take a look at the spinner itself. So like I said, you can see this spinner is literally fingertip sized. My version weighs in at 27 grams, which converts to about an ounce. And the outside diameter is going to be kind of familiar. It measures in at 22 millimeters, which is slightly over 3/4 of an inch, because this spinner is the same exact size as a 608 bearing. So the Kong has a couple of different uses, but let's talk about it as a standalone spinner. It's got no arms. It's simply a ring that rotates around the bearing, and that's completely different from any other spinner that I own. Usually, the more arms, the better balance, the more weight that's at the end of each arm, the better spin time. But this ring design really lends itself to spinning quite well. It's balanced, it's smooth. Table spins that I get out of it are over 3 minutes, which is really great for a spinner that's this light. And I mean, in hand, you can spin this thing however you like. Any finger, flick it, push it, pull it, it doesn't matter. It's super small, so it works for any size hand, and it's incredibly smooth. Sometimes when I'm spinning it, I don't even realize that it stops. Some people may not be a big fan of that because they're looking for that feedback, and those are the people that typically prefer bar spinners, but like I said, this one literally has none. On the ring, you can see it has like teeth-like serrations on it. They have no hard edges, but they still give a little bit of extra grip so that you can spin it one-handed because it's got that lack of grooves and arms. So looking at the buttons, they are a little bit small, but the whole spinner's small. And one thing about them though is that they're extremely concave, which makes for a great grip. They are threaded, and underneath the buttons we can see our lovely R188 bearing and our threaded bearing lock. So let's talk about another use of the Kong. Like I said, this outside ring is the same exact size as a 608 bearing. So you can actually use the Kong to convert a 608 bearing spinner to an R188. That means the Kong will improve just about any 608 spinner. The R188 is my preferred bearing. It's typically going to increase the spin time on a spinner and also make it feel much smoother. You can easily remove the bearing out of a lot of 608 spinners, put the Kong in its place, and I feel like make it into a better spinner. So, like I said, standalone, a replacement for a 608, but you can also actually kind of use it as a fidget toy. If you've ever seen people carry a worry stone, this one's so small that it can do that. You can simply rub it like a worry stone. It also works as a top. If you spin it really fast, you can lay it down on the surface of a table. Not this because I've got the mat, but it will kind of spin in place. So it even works that way. But let me show you how it works as a replacement for a 608 bearing. So let me grab a 608 bearing spinner and I'm going to put the Kong in its place. So here I've got the brass monkey spinner, which this one made appearance in my top 5 video. And it originally came with a 608 bearing. I removed the buttons and the bearing. And to be honest, the buttons on this weren't that great because they were just a combination of plastic and screws, but they worked. The bearing also, like I said, I'm a fan of the R188. So what I did was I disassembled the Kong. I put just the ring inside, and it's a tight fit. But now at this point I can actually just put the Kong back together. I'll put the bearing in, screw on the bearing lock, and then rethread the buttons on it. And what this does is this serves as a replacement for the original bearing and then also the original buttons. And it changes the spinner completely. The brass monkey, while I thought it was a very good looking spinner, honestly, functioning it wasn't that great. But when you put the Kong inside of it, it's a huge improvement. The spin is so much smoother. It's still really well balanced, but it's made the spin smoother. It also increased the spin time. To be honest, I made a mistake. I didn't do a full spin time on the brass monkey before I took out the bearing, and it was glued in, so I couldn't put it back in to check it. But with the Kong in there, this thing gets 7.5 minute table spins, which is great. I mean, we're talking some of the top table spins that I get are around the 8-minute mark on a lot of spinners, so this one's right up there with it. Like I said, when you're putting in the Kong, it is going to be a tight fit, but that's what you want. Because it's the same size, that tight fit is going to give you a good balance and keep the spinner really smooth. So let me take the Kong back out and we'll finish up this review. So overall, I'm really impressed with the Kong. The design of it makes it have a lot of uses, and it really comes in at a good value. Right now on FidgetHQ, you can purchase it for $19.99. They have it in this stainless steel black like mine, standard stainless steel, brass, copper, and then a rainbow finish on a stainless steel. I would consider this spinner a must own. I'll put the purchase link down in the description below, so be sure and check it out. If you've got one, let me know what you think about it in the comments. As always, if you've got questions, put them in the comments as well. I'll do my best to try and answer them. If you like the video, definitely give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more spinner content and reviews, be sure and subscribe. As always, have a good one. Thanks for watching.